Okay, so we're at the beautiful Western Vacation Club. We just finished a trip with my mom, and then it was such a long-winded, waited time to actually get away. And we worked all the way through December, January, worked super duper hard just to like make things work. And so finally got a little bit of a break. But as you can see, this place is like super awesome and gorgeous. And I got something really neat to show you at the end of my walk here. But beyond like the AI stuff and what this year was about, this email and this kind of category of content is mostly about the stability of things, trust and relationships within clients, and finding that that was like a big breaking point to really see the end result for people. It was more than technology and new ideas and new features and new like pieces of software. We just found that there was a much bigger opportunity within how we were talking to people or relating to them, and like making different things work for their systems with stability, with friendly customer service, or sometimes going the extra mile was the trick, and sometimes it wasn't. So obviously this is me, Daniël-James, from DJM Design. We've worked on accounts that do millions in revenue and things like that, and we worked on large, small, and something else that's kind of developing now as we walk to the ocean here, which is kind of cool. This is part of the spot we had. So my mom had a little wedding and it was on the beach. It was like really peaceful and restful. Kind of getting away is like such a big deal for most businesses and entrepreneurs. And a lot of the people here, obviously, they're unplugging, relaxing, doing the vacation stuff, as they say. But this is the little boardwalk here. And as you walk all the way up to the top, they have like food trucks and stuff, which is really cool. Lots of different variety, from sushi to pork to the local food. We saw a couple of whales on one of the trips. And then here's the beach side. It's kind of cool. Beach walk, boardwalk. So we could kind of pop out here. There we go. Seat wet and sand wet and dirty for the last time before we fly out back to Colorado. I guess another point to make was being out here and seeing the nature and the animals, reflecting on the non-busy hustle culture when you're usually working and doing stuff was huge. So taking that, journaling, replanning, and actually having like your brain on a more peaceful level and not like a chaotic, let's solve all the problems type stuff. A reflection piece too that we found very useful in last year was the consulting side. Oh, I just love this. So sweet. The consulting side of the business really started to pick up with some clients, and we got to enjoy that experience with them, So from that, it led to larger marketing accounts, systems that were built that could do more stability and what we would say in our field, like automation and stuff. And so another aspect was how much real estate and what we saw clients do with real estate played a part. A lot of us got squeezed with certain capital and results and things that were a little bit out of our control. So those kinds of things, it's going to be, hey, how do you react? How do you treat that customer? How do you treat that situation? Are you going to be bullied into something, or are you going to find like a methodology that works for everyone at the end of the day? So we all have families to feed, but we're not nickeling and diming every person on the planet just to get ahead, right? Because then who do you have left? Like no one. And so life is beyond just that paycheck or that money, and give yourself some grace too as you're growing a business or as you're designing or evolving. The ocean is big enough for everyone, right? Just like we have it here in Hawaii. A little breakthrough moment I had here is that you can have a very small mindset and be stuck on this rock, as some of the locals would say, or you could see it as, hey, when, let's say, Westerners came and developed Hawaii, it's an opportunity. Sure, it's also a difficult element, because now as a local you have to work twice as hard following kind of the US type economy, and you feel that kind of happen on a lot of fronts. The big question is like, is that a corporate misstep, and does that falter on everyone's side of things, or is it gonna just fall on one or two big decisions that get us out of that situation? Now, I don't know fully what that's going to look like. Could that be in the housing side or on credit or on some sort of AI bubble, which has been talked about a lot. And I honestly do think that it's been a little bit overdone. I mean, from all the tools that we use in our team, like, it doesn't fully replace us. We still have to like push the buttons. We still have to like make those decisions, you know? So it's not foolproof, as they say. Let me tell you about some other things we did. So every month we had these work to defaults for clients, and one of the big ones was loading speeds. So we'll continue to do those kinds of things. Loading speeds, we've had blogs that we pop out, backlink articles, just peace of mind stuff. Like, I think peace of mind was a big theme within our clients. So something goes down, we fix it, we make sure it runs again. And you have a friendly face behind it. Now, I'm going to show you something really cool at the end of this walk. This is the last stop, and then this video hopefully will be under 10 minutes. But so this is the other part of this resort, and a lot of retired people / wanting to just get away. They have like a week vacation kind of timeshare rental, right? I can't tell you how we worked straight through all the holiday breaks, like with our team. We did not stop. Where other people were maybe away doing other things, not to feel bad for us or anything, because there's no need for that. We just work. It's kind of like the American hustle culture is part of that work environment. And so when you do get a chance to catch your breath, it's kind of nice. But how large are we going to expand our world, right? Are you going to try to get a real estate license? Are you going to try to do something new and different to expand that horizon? And that is like what we are doing right now. So we have larger contracts, we have longer contracts, and we're working on some SOPs and RFPs that are tied to mentors that we have who are allowing us to come into their world by building a relationship. So check these coins. So cool. I mean, this place is nuts. It's definitely a place where you burn money quickly. But I guess that's part of the experience, right? So let me just show you this piece. Okay, so I'll wrap it up here. Got this nice little buffet breakfast and all the koi fish down here, which my kids love, obviously playing and just doing crazy things in. So to wrap up as we go up the stairs here. Oh, thanks. Thank you, man. You can only control what we control, and then from there, how do we deploy capital and create backups? Like, you have to pay yourself a salary one day. You can't just run business fully in the red. It just causes so many problems, and only you are going to know what's the best like solution for how you want to do things. Like, we ran into payroll issues, we ran into so many things that the clients didn't see that we had to solve, and part of it was stressful, part of it wasn't, but we ultimately allowed ourselves to eat one piece of the cake at a time in order to survive those situations, plus adding in other benefits to clients like the podcasting and watching different environments change. Like, we had one client where grants completely flipped. You used to be able to just get a grant through as a manufacturer, and we could use that capital for marketing. But that changed so quickly. And so the speed of communication, not freaking out, realizing that capital became tighter was crucial. And now as we go into this next phase, it is deploying capital in like different tighter situation, expanding methodically, at the pace of your business, the pace of your life, right? If you have kids, if you have those kinds of obligations, like how are you balancing that with your business career to make stuff ultimately work for you? Last piece that I'll touch is a bit on the difference between looking too far out and trying to save too many pennies and dimes versus those long-term people who are going to be core players in your space, who can bring the new technology or bring the new features to you without burning those bridges, without, like, at the end of the day, your reputation is what's going to stand. And if you have no reputation, no one's going to do business with you, or they're going to backstab you when they do business with you. And you don't want that. Like, you want long lasting, fun, engaging, peaceful, rewarding relationships, right? And so I can't tell you how many books I read last year and strategies we looked at when we realized, okay, the stuff that is simple will continue to work and can continue to drive the business forward was where it needed to be with people and with those relationships. Going alone just doesn't get you all the way. And but having those resets, so like I would use the steam room, the ice bath, I would work out really hard, I would find the gaps, right? Finding the gap is such a big theme in that season. So I'm going to close off by just saying, hey, I hope you find the gaps that you're looking for, and you kind of make this next season what it needs to be. From DJM side, Webgate, and kind of the evolution of what is happening with us, expect more relationship, expect a larger base. So because of when our clients all increase, the base increases in what we can do and offer and what we are available for with clients. So we have 2 or 3 partnerships that are elevating us right now, and we're going to continue to double down on that. It's going to go a little slower, but it's going to stabilize for the right pieces of opportunities and tech that we've seen. So thanks for checking out this piece of content. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as we bring this to you from beautiful Maui, Kanapali Beach, and this little Western resort. Obviously not sponsored, but if you do want to be on a podcast, remember, it's mostly for clients or people that are scaling up. Usually they've done work with us, and then we push things forward. We talk about their story. Don't be shy to ask about that as well. I'm always thinking about people in the back of my mind who would be good guests, but that's the process. And so let's respect it. Let's grow. Design tomorrow together. Let's engage together. We definitely saw like a big gap in our automotive, home property, and manufacturer gaps this last year. And yeah, it's been phenomenal. So cheers. Thank you guys.